Mr. Maurice Thompson, Director of Licensing and Registration, and Mr. Floyd Thompson as Senior Inspector. Integrity Commission's investigation report into concerns that the following officers employed to the Administrator General's Department failed to file their statutory declarations with the Commission for the year 2023 contrary to the law. Mr. Paul Simon, a Property Administrator, Mr. Rashane Clark, a Senior Case Officer, and Ms. Antonia Evans, a Senior Case Officer. Integrity Commission's investigation report into concerns that Ms. Tanisha Adams, an inspector formerly employed to the Early Childhood Commission, failed to file her statutory declaration with the Commission for the year 2023 contrary to the law. The Shipping Prevention of Garbage Pollution Regulations 2026 and its resolution under the Shipping Act. The Civil Service Establishment General Order 2026 and Resolution Parts 1 and 2 under the Civil Service Establishment Act. Head 17000, Ministry of Tourism for the year 2023-2024. The report of the Standing Finance Committee of the whole House of Representatives, consisting of all members of the House, on 1. The estimates of expenditure 2026-2027 for the financial year ending March 31, 2027. 2. The Jamaica Public Body's estimates of revenue and expenditure for the year ending March 2027. 3. The Tax Expenditure Statement 2026. 4. The Jamaica Mortgage Bank estimates of revenue and expenditure for the year ending March 2027. 5. The Government of Jamaica Medium-Term Debt Management Strategy for the financial year 2026-2027 to the financial year 2029-2030. The Public Sector Consolidated Estimates of Expenditure 2026-2027. 7. The Revenue Estimates 2026-2027. And finally, the Government of Jamaica Fiscal Policy Paper for the financial year 2026-2027. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Bills brought from the Senate, petitions, papers, reports from committees. Minister Williams.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I beg to lay on the table of the House a copy of the report of the Standing Finance Committee of the whole House of Representatives, consisting of all members of the House, on the estimates of expenditure 2026-2027 for the financial year ending March 31, 2027. The Jamaica Public Body's estimates of revenue and expenditure for the year ending March 2027. The Tax Expenditure Statement 2026. The Jamaica Mortgage Bank estimates of revenue and expenditure for the year ending March 2027. The Government of Jamaica Medium-Term Debt Management Strategy for the financial year 2026-2027 to the financial year 2029-2030. The Public Sector Consolidated Estimates of Expenditure 2026-2027. The Revenue Estimates 2026-2027. The Government of Jamaica Fiscal Policy Paper for the financial year 2026-2027. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Notices of motions given orally. House Leader.
Madam Speaker, I beg to give notice that at the next meeting of the House, the Minister of Science, Energy and Telecommunications will move the Shipping Prevention of Garbage Pollution Regulations 2026 resolution, whereas Section 457 of the Shipping Act, hereinafter referred to as the Act, provides that the Minister may make regulations for the purpose of giving effect to any international agreement or other international treaty, instrument relating to shipping or the prevention of pollution of the marine environment to which Jamaica is a party, and whereas Section 457 of the Act provides that regulations made thereunder shall be subject to affirmative resolution And whereas on the 29th day of January 2026, the Minister made the Shipping, Prevention of Garbage Pollution Regulations 2026 for the purpose of giving effect to Annex 5 of the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships 1973 as modified by the Protocol of 1978 and the Protocol of 1997. Now therefore be it resolved by this Honourable House as follows. The resolution may be cited as the Shipping Prevention of Garbage Pollution Regulations 2026 resolution and the Shipping Prevention of Garbage Pollution Regulations 2026, which were laid on the table of the House on the 10th day of March 2026, are affirmed. Madam Speaker, I beg to give notice that at the next meeting of the House, the Minister of Finance and the Public Service will move the Civil Service Establishment General Order 2026 resolution, whereas Section 3.1 of the Civil Service Establishment Act, hereinafter referred to as the Act, provides that subject to the provisions of the Constitution of Jamaica related to the holders of public offices and of this Act, the power to constitute or abolish offices in the public service shall be exercised by the Minister by order, and whereas Section 3.2 of the Act provides that an order made under Section 3 of the Act may, from time to time, determine the numbers of any office specified thereunder, determine the emoluments to be attached to any office, and make such incidental, consequential, and supplemental provisions as the Minister thinks necessary or expedient to give full effect to the order. And whereas Section 3.3 of the Act provides that an order made under Section 3 of the Act may provide that it shall have effect from such date not earlier than the first day of February 1976, as may be specified therein. And whereas Section 3.4 of the Act provides that an order made under Section 3 of the Act shall be subject to affirmative resolution of the House of Representatives, and whereas on the 13th day of January 2026, the Minister made the Civil Service Establishment General Order 2026, now therefore be resolved by this Honourable House as follows. 1. The resolution may be cited as the Civil Service Establishment General Order 2026 resolution, and 2. The Civil Service Establishment General Order 2026, which was laid on the table of the House on the 10th day of March 2026, is affirmed.
Thank you, House Leader. Minister of Finance.
Madam Speaker, I beg to give notice that at the next meeting of the House, I will move the following. Be it resolved that the report of the Standing Finance Committee of the whole House of Representatives, consisting of all members of the House, on the estimates of expenditure 2026-2027 for the financial year ending March 31, 2027. The Jamaica Public Body's estimates of revenues and expenditure for the year ending March 2027. The tax expenditure statement 2026. The Jamaica Mortgage Bank estimates of revenue and expenditure for the year ending March 2027. The Government of Jamaica Medium-Term Debt Management Strategy for the financial year 2026-2027 to the financial year 2029-2030. The Public Sector Consolidated Estimates of Expenditure 2026-2027. The Revenue Estimates 2026-2027. The Government of Jamaica Fiscal Policy Paper for the financial year 2026-2027, which was laid on the table of the House on the 10th day of March 2026, be adopted. Madam Speaker, I further beg to give notice that at a later stage today, I will move for the suspension of the standing orders to enable me to take this motion. Madam Speaker, I also beg to give notice that at the next meeting of the House, I will move to introduce and have read a first time a bill entitled An Act to Apply a Sum out of the Consolidated Fund to the service of the year ending on the 31st March 2027, and to appropriate the sums granted in this session of Parliament. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Big up yourself, you know. Pats where I deal with, Ivani, Omar, big up yourself. Big up everybody who tune in, you see me? Big up on yourself, man. Want to
Questions
stick
and
in a
answers to
parliament, that's why I'm
questions.
not to talk,
Motions
because I'm
that may
just to
be
get every
made
information.
at the
So big
commencement
up on
of
yourself,
public
it's like
business
and share.
requiring
You
notice,
see me?
motions
Heart of
relating to the
love.
sitting of the House, motions for leave to introduce bills, presentation of bills without leave of the House first obtained. Minister of Finance.
Madam Speaker, I now move for the suspension of the standing orders to enable me to take the motion regarding the report of the Standing Finance Committee, notice of which I gave earlier.
Agileft has had a very positive impact on our organization. It has improved our relationships across the business between legal, finance, even procurement. Anyone that's in the
We will recommit presentation of bills without leave of the House first obtained. Public business, House Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Let me join with you to welcome members of the Diplomatic Corps who are here today and other guests, especially those from Eastern St. Andrew who have journeyed here to hear their extremely hardworking Member of Parliament and our Minister of Finance in the start of the budget debate.
All right. Minister of Finance.
Madam Speaker, permission to speak from a seat other than my own. Madam Speaker, I now move for the suspension of the standing orders to enable me to take the motion regarding the report of the Standing Finance Committee, notice of which I gave earlier.
Permission granted. Reseating. The question is that the standing orders be suspended to enable the Minister of Finance and the Public Service to take the motion, notice of which she gave earlier in regards of the Standing Finance Committee report. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it.
Madam Speaker, we all know the subject of the budget debate is the appropriation bill, but before the debate commences, the report of the Standing Finance Committee tabled today must be adopted. Therefore, Madam Speaker, I now move that the motion for the adoption of the report of the Standing Finance Committee, notice of which I gave earlier, be approved.
Thanks, Minister. The question is that the motion for the adoption of the report of the Standing Finance Committee be approved. Those in favor? Aye. Those against? The ayes have it. House Leader.
Ready now, yeah? Having gone through the preliminaries, Madam Speaker, we are now ready for the Minister, the recommittal of the presentation of bills without leave of the House first obtained.
Thank you, House Leader. The question is that we recommit the agenda item, presentation of bills without leave of the House first obtained. Those in favor? Aye. Those against? The ayes have it. Presentation of bills without leave of the House first obtained. Minister of Finance.
Madam Speaker, I move to introduce and have read a first time a bill shortly entitled the Appropriation Act 2026.
The question is that the bill be read a first time. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it. Clerk.
A bill shortly entitled the Appropriations Act 2026 read a first time.
Minister Williams.
Madam Speaker, I beg to give notice of second reading of the bill. I further beg to give notice that at a later stage today, I will move for the suspension of the standing orders to enable me to take second reading of the bill and to commence the budget debate.
Thank you, Minister. Public Business, House Leader. House Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Again, it is good to reiterate that the budget debate is in relation to an act of Parliament, and as such, we have to go through those preliminaries. I now ask for the suspension of the standing order so that we can commence the budget debates, and also for the suspension of the time for the debate so that the Minister of Finance can present until the end of her presentation. Madam Speaker, the Minister of Finance.
Thank you. Members, those in favor? Aye. Those against? The ayes have it. Please make again welcome to her feet the Minister of Finance and the Public Service.
Thanks. Okay. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, recently on a popular radio station, I heard a popular commentator bemoan how much time politicians take in their budget speeches to say thank you to everybody and their mother. So I thought, Madam Speaker, that maybe this popular radio commentator won't mind if I take out of my speech the 6 pages of gratitude, thank you, and all the accolades I have for the commentator and the radio station, Madam Speaker. I just won't have that in my speech. Fun aside, Madam Speaker, let me thank my constituents who've given me the opportunity to stand in Parliament for a third term. To work on behalf of all Jamaicans. Yes. To our Prime Minister for his continued faith and confidence in me, my family, my husband in particular, my friends, for their patient and unquestioned love. To those who toil on behalf of the country in our various ministries, departments, and agencies, especially at the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, to where all roads lead. Thank you. And let me say thank you to the Financial Secretary and the entire team, the various departments and agencies of the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. I know the long hours you put in. I experience your commitment. To my CPOs, Jamaicans from all walks of life who send me encouraging words, I appreciate you taking the time to lift me up. My WhatsApp gets filled up fast, but I don't mind. Your words keep me going. Thank you. Last year, Madam Speaker, during the budget cycle, the budget debate, Jamaicans saw me in the capacity of Minister of Finance and the Public Service for the first time. Jamaicans now know that I was born in Ty-Dixon, St. Catherine, attended Ty-Dixon Primary School, and then Ferncourt High School. But Madam Speaker, what Jamaicans don't know is that my life's journey took me to the United States to join family. There, I had the good fortune to meet a wonderful Jamaican man at business school, at the Wharton Business School at the University of Pennsylvania. He's sitting in the gallery, Leo Williams. Madam Speaker, marriage, employment in the financial sector in the United States, and 2 beautiful children a few years later started to cement our permanence in the United States some many years ago. But a company in Jamaica, Madam Speaker, made an offer to my husband to come work for them in Jamaica. And so we packed up our belongings, saddled up our 2 children, and set sail for Jamaica. And the rest, they say, is history. Madam Speaker, as I look back and reflect on my life, my journey to be standing here again today as Jamaica's first female Minister of Finance and the Public Service, I say to all young girls across Jamaica, gender does not have to limit your aspirations. I know finance and politics have traditionally been male-dominated fields. To that I say, yes, that's a fact, not a barrier.
That is why I tell us, Andrew Wallace, the finance minister.
I want you to see the fields of...
He that sickle cell woman, Andrew Wallace, the finance minister. Here, clown, you're just the gate for Andrew Wallace yard. You go on this way, go and see. You're a clown, move your blood clot and dopey back.
Finance and politics as a challenge that you are more than equipped to honorably face. Never doubt your voice. To our women, at whatever point you are in your careers, speak up and claim your seat at the table, even if you are the only woman there. It's your ideas and values that count, not your gender. Madam Speaker, last Sunday
See, what kind of gender again, Mama?
was International
Last time I
Women's
check,
Day.
it look like a man royal.
I shared the day
We need to big up yourself, you know. Climb up, my son.
at a church service.
Tanisha, big up yourself.
Some of our
Gloria,
men-
big up yourself.
Some of our men feel us, Jamaica,
Big up yourself. Big up everybody who joined.
because you do not object to the sexual overtures does not mean you give approval. Do not let anyone tell you that silence means consent. Mash down that lie. It is one of those sayings that we are told from childhood days. That phrase, Madam Speaker, silent means consent, is meant to shut us down. It is meant to have us crawl into ourselves and never utter a word about the abuse or the abuser. And so I say to all our Jamaican women, married or unmarried, and to our girls who are suffering in silence, I pray you find your voice.
Keep your bad prayer for yourself and pray say the local piece of bed Turkey Delray Chuck release the sex offender registry so we can see if that thing ugly one that we figure some big dirty dog. Robert Montague. We want to see if the junker name in the sex offender registry. So tell the Batman friend, the local piece of bed Turkey Delray Chuck for release the sex offender registry. I'm going to tell you something, Fayval William. You need to go drink some honey and lime because you don't have a vice. You don't have a vice. Use just a puppet for Andrew Willis. So go and drink some honey and lime and see if you can get back a vice.
Encourage you to speak out. Your boldness will help to sensitize this Jamaican society and begin the change in the hearts and minds of each person in our society, and I know of which I speak. To all our women and girls, know that this female Minister of Finance and the Public Service is in your corner. And so I say to you, even if no one believes your truth, still speak out. Madam Speaker, today I present the nation's budget for the new fiscal year, which starts on April 1, 2026, and ends on March 31, 2027. This new budget comes a little over 4 months after the Category 5 Hurricane Melissa, that at the last tally of the damage and loss left us with a bill of some US $12.2 billion, or 56.7% of our 2024 GDP, according to PIOJ's latest estimate. This budget is also being presented in the midst of a serious war that has sent oil prices soaring on the global market. Jamaica imports 100% of our oil, either as crude oil, which Petrojam refines, or as finished products. Petrojam projects its sales target at 12.22 million barrels for 2026. Add to this the millions of barrels that other suppliers in Jamaica buy for our consumption as households and businesses. Madam Speaker, the war in the Middle East has layered another risk in terms of rising oil prices in Jamaica. But Madam Speaker, I want to say to the Jamaican people and businesses, you can continue to have faith in this government.
So you're telling me I can straighten my teeth in as little as 4 to 6 months from just £38 a month?
Yep.
And I get free teeth whitening?
Yep.
With 2 free sets of retainers?
Madam Speaker, the net international reserve stands strong at US $6,839 million as of March 5th, 2026. And Madam Speaker, if we take the gross rather than the net reserves and measure it in weeks of goods and services imports, that would be 36 weeks, based on the official figures that the Bank of Jamaica publishes. The global international benchmark is 12 weeks, meaning it's considered adequate for a country if its gross reserves covers 12 weeks of goods and services import. Jamaica has 36 weeks, Madam Speaker. Our NIR is strong. Our net international reserves is strong. Madam Speaker, it is instructive to note that when we took over government in February of 2016, from the now opposition, the NIR at that time was only $2,269,000,000. But then, Madam Speaker, that side over there has never had a history of having strong NIR. All of 1992 and 1993, they had negative net international reserves. We have worked, Madam Speaker, to ensure the net international reserves remain strong. We have worked hard, Madam Speaker, to ensure the net international reserves remain strong for moments like these, because we know that the true purpose of the NIR is to protect Jamaica against the vagaries of the external world.
You come with a blood clot lecture. You come with a bomber clot lecture and a Batman Prime Minister not certified over 4 going to 5 blood clot. You come and talk about work. Look at this a batty bomber clot one. You know how long someone married to the tourism sector and nothing happen for the tourist work of them.
Exactly.
Look for blood clot dirty ninja turkey and I can't answer. If you have some shit, water shit in a bush. What happened for the tourism sector? Nothing more than the tourism work for blood clot like a slave. If you look like nothing. You come with the over blood clot lecture like you think that is important to you. The bomber clot Batman Prime Minister because certifying blood clot asset in statutory declaration and moving pussy hole and go. If we can have one blood clot thief and pass legislation and sit over legislation. Andrew going to out your mouth, go certify your blood clot statutory declaration. Batty boy. When you tell you when I rate your pussy, go certify a statutory declaration, pussy. And come out of a blood clot parliament, batty man. Who the fuck you think? Go certify a bomber clot statutory declaration, pussy. And Fayval William, all you come out of a parliament in a junker. Oh, they go with a blood clot lecture and I think we come for blood clot lecture. Tell the bomber clot Batman Prime Minister say he because certifying blood clot asset. Them say talking man TV say that. Go certify asset. Wife a criminal, husband a criminal, una pass over. Go name out to no mama. We no rate to no pussy, una thief, we no can't certify, go suck out to no mama. We no can't certify, we no can't talk to me. Are we serious to you no pussy? A be disrespect. You hear batty boy? Go certify asset pussy. And come out of the parliament. You hear that? I'm brawling back at that to batty boy.
Here is a perfect example of why we should not party with the rent money. We should not party. should not party with the NIR, Madam Speaker. We must keep it strong. It is one of our important buffers. Madam Speaker, as a government, we will put our shoulders to the heavy task of reconstruction that is now required following the Category 5 Hurricane Melissa. The Jamaican people know that we will navigate through all the geopolitical uncertainties and the complexities that face us. We brought the nation safely out of COVID-19. We brought the nation through a Category 4 Hurricane Beryl and Tropical Storm Raphael, all in the same year in 2025. And, Madam Speaker, we have already...
Andrew write this speech from you know. Why you not go suck Andrew cock and go? Which Jamaican people know so we navigate. Navigate to what? Since Andrew was in the blood clot Prime Minister seat, you say Jamaica has separation. Navigate to what? Look, we didn't even navigate through the blood clot time here come Jamaican people know what. A fool don't want some blood clot lick. Because a fool don't take people for you know. We don't forget kick down and box down a road. We don't forget kick down and box down a road. We don't labor at MP. We don't forget kick down and big stone in a blood clot when you touch road. As you know come out and you carry a big stone for you make you run go back in that blood clot. You don't come and talk about Jamaican people now. You don't go near out to no mama batty boy. And this blood clot cross my half dead blood clot looking feel bad Williams. Yeah, look a Batman boss. Which Jamaican people know what? A 400 bomber clot sleeping bag in and drop on the government to give people them in Melissa and even one in and hey, me say a big stone enough to target. Big stone and a blood clot enough to target. Yeah? Come chat up with them. A big stone enough to forget. You come talk like you think they're talking. Big stone and forget. One heap a big stone to pussy.
Hurricane Melissa. And we will take Jamaica through this significant war in the Middle East that has impacted oil prices. And so, Madam Speaker, I say to the people of Jamaica, you have our assurance that no matter to what level the price of a barrel of oil goes, this government has the leadership.
You talk about it too. You talk about carry Jamaica through war going to Middle East. You better plan to carry phone yourself about the war going to break out in Jamaica with no corruption. When I talk about Middle East, the Middle East are going to start in a blood clot Jamaica, so you can't stay there. The Middle East, when I talk about over the Middle East, it's going to be a blood clot Middle East in Jamaica. You know, go on. You know, blood clot, go on. Hey, you know, so see, you know, some blood clot, see. You know, continue. Number one, you know, blood clot, continue. And say.
And capability to lead Jamaica safely through any storm, oil price increase, or any other geopolitical
big up yourself, you know.
that come our way.
Big up yourself, my general. Them a pussy I forget big stone out of our parliament. Be a big stone. And if you don't hear me, be a blood clot big stone, them a pussy I forget out of our parliament.
Madam Speaker, this budget for the new fiscal year is one that I've defined as a moment of consequence. It is a moment that matters, a turning point, a critical juncture, or a time when the results of actions or decisions truly make an impact.
Look on the bomb buckler, John Chris said a favor. Look on the dog shit. Look on look. This Prime Minister boy, look at the blood clot, shameless junker look. Look on the bomb buckler dog shit. We sit on the parliament but he want people call him Dr. and Jonas and he can't declare an asset. Watch it bomb buckler dog shit. Watch it junker in our parliament can't declare an asset. I got soon go 5 years now the pussy can't declare asset and want to come give it talk. A big stone in one pan in nose. If you go declare an asset. Watch it bomb buckler dog shit. Watch it junker. Can't declare asset as in our parliament. Mark Golden, why you not go box down in blood clot for we? Daytime can be you can go kick blood clot Andrew pan in nose for we. Nikisha Birchell, you can't take off your spike heel and give him some licking and head tap with it for me. Eh? Why you not beat up? Why you not lick down my blood clot drunk out of the parliament? Mark Golin, please my beg my boss. I want you to get Andrew a boxing and blood clot for me. 6 years, soon 6 years now the pussy can declare asset. Have all type of criminal money, blood money, drugs money, gun money I run up and down in an account and can't get account for it. Now the blood clot dog shit. What you drunker sitting in the parliament? What is shameful drunker? What duty we are deal with? What is shameful drunker in our parliament? Them are deal with budget now. Eh? Budget for a blood clot drunker we can declare asset. Soon 5 blood clot here. Watch it bomber clot good for nothing. Drunker of a prime minister. Watch it drunker. Eh? Genetic modified drunker. Dirty bomber clot. Dirty bung. What do you call him? Dirty bunger. Watch it blood clot dirty bunger. Eh? Sit down in the parliament, soon blood clot 6 years. The drunker can declare asset. Nobody them talk about budget or money. Eh? Them are sitting here right? Eh? Which right, them are sitting there one blood clot prime minister. We can't get account for when have. Soon blood clot 6 years now. Sit down watch it bumbo clot drunker. He wants somebody wet up in blood clot with some hot water. Make him run out of the blood clot parliament. Watch it drunker. Sit down and can't declare asset. Eh? These are the junk, you know, where I make where set up Jamaica. This are the junk, you know, where I take out Cuban doctor out of the country. This same blood clot dirty junker we can't declare asset. See fucker there. Eh? We mash up 50 blood clot at here with a deal we have with Cuba. See the bumbo clot dog shit and now we can't declare asset. The man when a court for corruption. The bumbo clot drunker when a court for corruption for taxpayer money. See the fucker there. Where the governor general gone to bed with him, some judge gone to bed with him, the police was gone to bed with him, so they have the police for sell drugs. CTAC, they have CTAC sell drugs, see labor right government. The Integrity Commission catch him a thief, you know, and the man get shot. The Integrity Commission man get shot. Andrew Wallace know about the gunshot where man get. Blood clot, dirty Andrew Wallace, the dirty Prime Minister in Jamaica. He know about the gunshot because the man say ask the government. This are the blood clot junker now. We will have to sit down and look pan with TV. See dog shit there? Wanna look pan him good? The fucking dog shit we can declare an asset. See junker there? We want to change every law in Jamaica just because you now declare asset. See junker there? We come pass here talk about him mummy growing good. Him mummy is a worthless bumble. If he come and talk about mummy growing good, him mummy a worthless blood clot, dirty bunger too. Eh? This are the junker we agree problem in our country. Look pan him. See fucking dog shit ever problem in our country. Eh? The next Donald Trump, see blood clot Donald Trump there. All good for nothing, dirty bunger them. See them there? No better bearing, no better hearing. Him and Donald Trump, dirty bunger them. See them there? The two of them are work together for discharge Jamaica. Both him and Donald Trump, the two of them are work together for discharge Jamaica and thief out the resources. See two blood, see junker there. We can't declare asset or soon 6 years. Can't declare an asset. See junker there, we don't take a good look on the dog shit. So when we see dog shit like them, we just spit, we just turn away down Peter Bush. Dirty blood clot bunger.
All told, Madam Speaker, for the current fiscal year that we're ending, the Category 5 Hurricane Melissa year, the PIOJ now estimates that GDP growth will be negative 1.4% for the full year, for the full fiscal year 2025-26, given the significant fallout in the October to December quarter, which was a quarter in which the Category 5 hurricane battered the western parishes.
The way I see this, how Andrew is fuck up the country. Andrew is going to link these people. We have the HARP technology and tell them say them I only somebody can save him out of this corruption when he find himself in. So instead I deal with them for test them technology in Jamaica. So he can tell like say at this time why certain things still like it say, but we did don't know so the country did broke. So him go make deal with the people them for them use the blood clot HARP technology and carrying her remember him blood clot sign a deal with them for them use the HARP technology in Jamaica. Dirty bumbo clot Andrew Wallace. go sign deal with the devil for them use the harp technology to destroy Jamaica just because you know want the country to say ain't then rob up a whole lot of money so they never have no money in kitty. So they sign a deal with the devil for them contest then harp device in our country. So that can save the corruption, the humiliation, how them thief rob the country, the Melissa can save in a little bit. He use the whole lot of money, give MP them for go buy back their seat. For Flight Green, for Marlin, Malahoo Fort, for in girlfriend of a man devil, for the big dirty dog, when him, they want to thief the police car money. We claim say him buy how much police car now then can't come because invisible police car him buy. Manticure, dirty Manticure. Where woman say, the little girl say Manticure rape him. The little girl say Manticure rape her. Manticure say, I blackmail him, I try blackmail him. Dirty Manticure. Me I wonder if you Delray Chuck now, you make Delray Chuck can release the sex offender registry. Manticure. I have a strong feeling that you make Delray Chuck is afraid to release the sex offender registry because you know rape and child molester in a Labour Right Party. Bitch, yeah, all of them are then the Epstein file to you know. If you don't think the Labour Right MP them are the Epstein file, you see, you must be living under a rock. All of the little people them in Jamaica when I can't find, ask the government which part in there. All of the little people when we miss out of Jamaica, ask the Labour Right government which part of the people them there. Because the Labour Right government know which part the little people them when miss out of Jamaica gone. The Andrew Holness administration, they know which part all of those missing kids gone out of Jamaica. Them know which part them gone. The Andrew Holness administration know everything about those missing kids when missing out of Jamaica since Andrew Holness take office. Every picnic when missing out of Jamaica since Andrew Holness take office, the Andrew Holness administration they know about it. And Daniela Rowe was an eye-opener for we to show we say the system is behind these picnic we get missing out of Jamaica. Daniela Rowe dead. When them take out of the school and kill the soldier because the soldier know the government corruption. So them kill the blood clot soldier. Look at young soldier youth, you know. When know we're going with the case, then kill him about a week after. Then kill him, the soldier youth. Because Daniela Rowe was a sacrifice for the Andrew Holness-led administration. That is why they go take over the local picnic funeral like the local picnic is a police officer who dead in the line of duty. The way how the JCF take over Daniela Rowe funeral, you the things you want service member dead in the line of duty. You know, hey, you don't want test classes to say the government sacrifice Daniela Rowe. And come tell her about Jamaica Eye ain't working. Jamaica Eye, cyber attack on Jamaica Eye. Like them think we are blood clot idiot. You know open in the eye. And see the Jamaica Labour Party government a traffic the local people them off of Jamaica. Them gonna end up on the Epstein Island. Because the Epstein them did interested up in the athletics. Because them do some research with number one superstar runner. Go and the information is there. Go and look, the information is there. But because them is a part of the same cult, when the superstar come out and rant about his money, through them and the politician them in the same occultic club, him get a phone call so for easy himself. And then give him the face of tourism. You don't see the play. You can't stay there. Follow fool and turn that.
Mr. Speaker, both PIOJ and the Bank of Jamaica have had positive revisions to the GDP estimates. The primary impetus for this is the speed with which the economy is rebounding. For the new fiscal year, which will start on April 1, 2026, fiscal year 2026-27, the PIOJ projects that the economy will return to growth in the range of positive 1 to 2%. Madam Speaker, I do not believe that anyone who traveled to Western Jamaica to look at the devastation the day after the hurricane would have believed then that we would be expecting positive GDP growth for the full fiscal year 2026-27, given the devastation that was before their very eyes. Madam Speaker, that is a result of a government that leads from the front. Businesses that take responsibility for their value to the Jamaican people, and a population that knows what it is like to get up and go. We could not have been emerging from the devastation of the Category 5 Hurricane Melissa without the collective resilience and work of the people.
Which blood clot government are lead from the front? The government with Donald Trump tell them say, if they don't send the Cuban doctor and cut tie them out take with them visa. The same government where saying in America backyard, in a Trump backyard. Lead from front, I must pan for your front him a lead. Must pan for your front, Andrew is a lead. Must pan for your all front, all grey front, Andrew is a lead. Yeah? Must pan your all grey tired front, Andrew is a lead. But lead from front. Must pan for your all grey tired front. Must pan for your all shrivel up with that tired front.
The businesses, government, or international partners, or diaspora, and all our friends across the span of the globe. And I want to say this afternoon, thank you to everyone. Madam Speaker, I read the recent Independent Fiscal Commission's report that was posted on its website regarding the government's budget figures. Of note, Madam Speaker, the Independent Fiscal Commission was created by this government.
This me I go tell you for tell you about him and boss. In gone in a bed with Israel with nothing in a hole. Iran say anybody and them a friend is an enemy of Iran. If the bomb clot drunk, remember, World War II did come in the Caribbean. World War II did end up in the Caribbean. So if Andrew Holness set up Jamaica because he gone in bed with Iran and Donald Trump, he don't know if he stay mutual. But he can't stay mutual because I'm a thief, so everybody have him secret. But he never make Jamaica get any attack from Iran. Because these people, they don't have to come to Jamaica, you know. These people have some devices. Remember, it is also alleged, say, Russia and China help them, allegedly. It is also alleged, say, Russia give these Iran people intel for all of the American base where they have all over the place. That is why it is also alleged, say, over 2,000 soldiers. The Iran, then them kill and capture, having a captive. But the West and the Western media paint a picture like America do find down there. Trump bite more than one can chew, and Iran wait for America over 20 odd years now. Iran sit quietly down there and wait for America to make a foolish move like what they make the other day. If the Caribbean country no unite and run with blood clot America, America will put back entire Caribbean country under slavery. The Caribbean them have to unite now and say goodbye America. The Caribbean for join together. All of the Caribbean island them, we have to come together and join up to get rid of this demon from off our back. All of the Caribbean country them in the world. need to join together and become one solid blood clot country in order to stay for freedom. The world can do better without trading with America. Nobody have to trade with America, you know. Nobody have to do no trading with America. China have everything where them offer. Africa, look to nobody have to trade with America. The Caribbean need to form an alliance against America. The Caribbean, the entire Caribbean, all of the Caribbean island them, to form an alliance against America and shut them out. If them want take back them visa, make them take it back. We can do business different parts of the world. But as me I say, the Caribbean country need to come together now and shut out America. One voice. Because at the end of the day, all of the Caribbean country want to be free. And don't want to have these bully with them big army to come take our resources and tell we how to do and how to deal with the resources. So we have to come together and lock off America and trade who willing to do trading. America is a warmonger, so war them a deal with. Make them go war with Iran and who dead. But we need for this, all of the Caribbean country them need to abandon America. Need to abandon this blood clot demonic place until these Caucasus Mountain creature leave the land. Not until these Caucasus Mountain demon will take over the land, claim to want to make it with them, create a different history, put some things on the curriculum and not teach people them want up a fuckery, want to look at make up history with them, give them, want to look at want more of a fuckery them have a teach people them. The whole of the Caribbean country need to come together and say, America, fuck you and your visa and whatever deal or whatever we're not going with. We can trade with different people. We have China going good, Africa going good, different parts of the world are going good. The Caribbean country need to just say, fuck off America and go. If we don't want to take back on a visa, and take it back. Because that's the only thing they have. A child like them want blackmail people in the Caribbean about visa. Fuck you know with no visa. Because at the end of the day, we not go and talk about visa, but at the end of the day, our country not come for survival. Out of our country not come for survival. Without these countries, they are nothing. So tell them, say, take back on a visa, and we take back what we have, and we go trade with some different people. America crash, doom, gone down to the dog. So the Caribbean country them need to come together. Mayor Motley, we respect you in the Caribbean, you want done. As me say, Mayor Motley, the Caribbean them need to form an alliance. Just like you see Trump them form NATO, the Caribbean country will have something like NATO. And invest in it. The Caribbean nowadays, no. Because what these people want to do, you know. Because America is not America again, you know. United States of the Jews. Or the Jews them run America now. The Jews them are scared Trump, you know. You never know. Or the Jews them are scared Trump now. If you never know, you don't know now. And in Jamaica are the same Jews them in there. You never know. These people never gone nowhere, you know. These people just lay low. And this guy's a different name, operate on a different name. But so shall it be in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. Them telling you that. So these are the same people where them talk about in the book where them call the Bible. These are the same set of people that are resurfaced now. Because me tell you now, the Bible is not what the Christian them take it for. The Bible is a predictive programming book. A predictive programming book. Just like Simpson. It is a predictive programming book. It is a story. Them draft up off we the gods and goddess. That book, when named the Bible, it play a very important role in slavery. And because for so many years, we the gods and goddesses of this earth accept this book. We can't think outside of that because them also put it inside of the book say, you know, for question God. Yeah, blaspheme. So these people set we up with the Bible. So if you question what the Bible said, them say, yeah, blaspheme. It is a fucking lie. But as me I say, just like how they have NATO, the entire Caribbean country them need to form something like NATO to fight against these bully. We feel like so they can use their military and go in our people country and dictate how things will happen. Remember, you know, you see what they do to Cuba and there is a Caribbean sit back and allow it to take place. Remember, it will come a phone do a step to, you know. Because we, the Caribbean country, you know, the Western power, are depend upon to keep them alive, you know. The Caribbean country are them America, the Western power. I don't know the Western power them. Them are depend upon the Western power to keep them afloat. Without the Caribbean country, this country are nothing. Don't make the television chicken. Without the Caribbean country them, these country are nothing. So I can't stay there. But we'll listen to some more of the Secretary man.
To analyze the government's budget and offer a second independent opinion. Madam Speaker, we respect the opinion of the Independent Fiscal Commission. And I want to address directly an observation.
Yes, keep big up yourself for now.
Independent Fiscal
Black beauty, man. I mean, a fireman, black beauty, man. The Caribbean, them need to form a NATO, something like a NATO. To run a blood clot America, any else country want come in. We just join the blood clot army together and fight out and fight them. And the alliance, you know, will make the citizens them
that are nominal
stand up and fight out. So when they come and peace, they are just the military alone and the entire blood clot country ready to defend the country. Then type of strength, them type of courage me I talk about. When them come, when America come and feel like say, I just say look a military they may have to deal with. And the whole entire blood clot country.
And it's killing team productivity.
The whole entire country.
Current inflation trends.
We have to form something like NATO to catch America and catch this country. We are going because really and truly America want catch, you know. They can't allow, remember Trump change every blood clot rules and law to go on with corruption, you know.
Commission exists precisely to ask these questions. And this House and this country are better served when I answer them plainly. For context, Madam Speaker, the Consumer Price Index, or CPI, measures the change in the cost of living for consumers. This figure includes the cost of imports and the locally produced goods, while the GDP deflator measures how the prices of everything produced within Jamaica has changed. Madam Speaker, we're seeing significant increase in the cost of construction. Try buying some housing material. Try hiring a workman, a plumber, or a mason. If you can find one, as country people would say, you have to pay through the nose. There is more inflation than we would like in construction costs. The Independent Fiscal Commissioner also pointed to the fact that government's reconstruction activities have not revved up yet, and so the inflation, as measured by the GDP deflator, could not be as high as estimated. I want to call the Commissioner's attention to the fact that there is a lot of reconstruction activities happening all over Jamaica on the part of businesses and private people. Madam Speaker, the bottom line is CPI and GDP deflator are related, but not the same thing. In normal times, they track closely, and there's little difference. However, in the aftermath of an event like a Category 5 hurricane, where domestic production in certain areas has been decimated with scarcity influencing price of locally produced goods, and there's a surge in demand for reconstruction from citizens and businesses, we can have a wider than usual variance between CPI and the GDP deflator. It is not abnormal or suspicious. Madam Speaker, I also want to acknowledge the Commissioner's more pointed concern, and I will be candid about it. He's right that government's reconstruction activity in Jamaica has historically been delayed. He's right that capital underspending at the level of government is an issue. But, Madam Speaker, if our GDP deflator projection rests entirely on government-executed reconstruction, I would be standing here on weaker ground, but it does not. The primary driver of near-term reconstruction price pressure will be the private sector by way of insurance-financed hotel refurbishment, household rebuilding, and foreign direct investment in damaged commercial infrastructure. That activity does not pass through our procurement system, and it will not wait. That activity, Madam Speaker, for those who travel the length and breadth of Jamaica, they will see that activity in full bloom all over Jamaica. Madam Speaker, these two measures, CPI, which is a consumer price index, and GDP deflator, are related, but fundamentally distinct measures, and conflating them would itself be an error. Madam Speaker, with that as a backdrop, I turn now to the central government's budget. The central government's budget for fiscal year 2026-27 for recurrent and capital spending plus debt service, which includes interest payment and debt amortization, meaning we're paying back the debt, is $1,441,781,354,000. Madam Speaker, the summary components of the expenditure budget are outlined on page 1 to 4 of the estimates of expenditure 2026-27 for the financial year ending 31st March 2027. Further details are in its many pages, which underwent robust interrogation at the 2 marathon sessions of the Standing Finance Committee in this Parliament last week, Thursday and Friday. But, Madam Speaker, I'm specifically highlighting Jamaica's estimates of expenditure book to help our students know where to find this information. It is on the website of the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. And just for information to our students, in the same estimates of expenditure book, you'll also find the expenditure data for the past fiscal years, as well as the future fiscal years beyond fiscal year 2026-27, because we have to put forward projections or estimates for the fiscal years that make up the medium term, which goes to fiscal year 2029-30. Madam Speaker, of significance, the expenditure for the fiscal year we're ending includes $67 billion of Hurricane Melissa spending. $67 billion, Madam Speaker, of which $24.1 billion was the loan to JPS to accelerate the return of electricity. The Cabinet, led by the Prime Minister, is to be commended for this historic decision. I thank all who were involved in the process, the Financial Secretary of the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, the Attorney General's Office, Minister Vaz and his team, for the late nights and weekend work they did to hammer out an agreement with JPS. Madam Speaker, this was a consequential decision. The Hurricane Melissa spend included $3.39 billion that went to Ministry of Tourism to support recovery of the tourism sector. The Development Bank of Jamaica received $3 billion for the M5 Business Recovery Program intended to accelerate Jamaica's economic recovery and strengthen resilience. Ministry of Water, Environment, Climate Change was allocated $3.25 billion to support NWC. Ministry of Labor and Social Security was allocated $11.2 billion, of which $10 billion was a grant to households under the Restoration of Owner or Occupant Family Shelter Program roofs to persons affected. There was also $155 million cash transfer for PATH recipients and $32 million for children with disability impacted by the hurricane. The Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth and Information was allocated $2.3 billion, Madam Speaker, to include $1 million to each of the 616 schools identified. The Ministry of Health and Wellness was allocated $2.3 billion for relief and recovery. The Ministry of Agriculture received $3 billion for relief and recovery within the agriculture and fisheries sector. $1.5 billion went to the Ministry of Energy, Transport and Telecommunication for its various departments and agencies. Ministry of Local Government and Community Development was allocated $4.6 billion for NSWMA pre- and post-hurricane cleanup, central government support to municipal corporations, and ODPEM post-relief efforts. Madam Speaker, there were some smaller amounts that are worth mentioning because of what they are going to do or what they have done. There was approximately in the budget, included in the budget, Madam Speaker, these are non-hurricane work that government must do in order to help government to work better. And there was $19 million for the backlog audit project, which is aimed at reducing the number of unaudited financial statements prepared by municipal corporations, some statutory bodies, executive agencies, and some internationally funded projects, as well as the annual appropriation accounts of ministries and departments. The Office of the Children's Advocate received $121 million for relocation. So did the Office of the Independent Commission of Investigations, $372 million. $1.86 billion for implementation for NITS, $1.5 billion for Rural Economic Development Initiative 2, $225 million for Integrated Community Development Project 2, $150 million for strengthening cybersecurity in Jamaica to include expanding the pool of specialized cybersecurity professionals, $5.5 billion for maintenance of secondary roads, $760 million for the Hope Housing, and $50.3 billion for payment of pensions. Madam Speaker, on the other side of the ledger, the projected revenues and grants for the national budget is $1,083,532,300,000. This includes the revenue measures and the $11.4 billion from the NHT. These revenue measures, Madam Speaker, were announced in February when I tabled the fiscal policy papers and budget documents in Parliament and I will speak more on these. Madam Speaker, I want to start with a special focus on MSMEs. This government remains committed to ensuring that micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises benefit meaningfully from public procurement opportunities. Through collaboration, the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service and the Public Procurement Commission, we're strengthening support for small businesses seeking to participate in government procurement. The Commission, the Public Procurement Commission, has already begun engaging the MSMEs to guide their members through the supplier registration process. A series of targeted engagements will continue to assist entrepreneurs in completing registration and understanding how to compete effectively for government contracts. In the upcoming financial year, we will also advance the implementation of the public procurement set-asides framework, which allows portion of government procurement to be reserved for Jamaican suppliers, including micro and small enterprises. In partnership, Madam Speaker, with the Public Procurement Commission, we will establish and maintain a verified list of qualifying MSME suppliers to enable procuring entities to easily identify eligible businesses when applying the set-asides provisions. Once the system is operational, the Ministry will issue a renewed directive to public bodies mandating utilization of the set-aside order with special emphasis on micro-enterprises with annual turnover below $15 million and small enterprises with turnover between $15 million and $75 million. At the same time, Madam Speaker, we will continue working with the Public Procurement Commission to simplify and streamline the supplier registration system so that businesses can more easily enter the public procurement market. These initiatives will ensure that government procurement not only delivers value for money, but also serves as a powerful tool for inclusive economic growth by opening more opportunities for Jamaican entrepreneurs to supply goods and services to the government. It was never repealed, but the systems mentioned in the government circular are not operational. Now that the Public Procurement Commission maintains a registry, I've already discussed with them taking over the role of verifying qualifying suppliers and maintaining the list of qualified MSMEs. There will, however, be a need for some website software changes, and the PPC will likely need some additional budgetary support to execute the changes. Madam Speaker, it is possible to get done in this new fiscal year. I know the PPC will need some support, and I am committed. Once the system is modified, a new circular will be issued focused on micro and small enterprises. Madam Speaker, the Public Procurement Set-Asides Order 2019 defines a medium enterprise as having a turnover of between $75 million and $425 million. A micro enterprise is having a turnover of less than $15 million, and small enterprises between $15 million to $75 million. I wholeheartedly believe we need to give plenty of hand-holding assistance to entities with turnover below $75 million to help them to navigate the complexities of the government's procurement system. The good news is no amendments are needed to the Act. It is the operationalization of the Act and regulations to which we must attend with haste. The SMEs can wait no longer. Madam Speaker, I turn now to the financial sector. Looking forward, Madam Speaker, reconstruction and growth will require the collective efforts of all of us as citizens, as businesses, government, but especially the financial sector. I want to pause just to commend Jamaicans, especially the farmers and Minister Green. When you look across the economy, the farmers are doing their part. They did not sit around lamenting that boy in July of 2024, Beryl mashed we up, then Tropical Storm Raphael in October of the same year lashed we with rain. Can't done, and by the time we plant up and start reaping again, bam, a Category 5 hurricane in October. No, our farmers got up and they ran back into the fields to start planting again. JPS did its part to get electricity back within 5 months. Thank you, JPS and your team. Thank you, Minister Vaz. Madam Speaker, the telecom providers ran as fast as they could as well to get connectivity back in the badly damaged parishes. Thank you, telecom providers. We often cuss you when our calls are not going through and our phone screens are only saying connecting, connecting, connecting. So when you do something well, we need to commend you. I want to thank Minister Samuda and the NWC crew. Another entity that Jamaicans often have choice words for when they dig up the road. But this time, I want to say thank you, NWC. You worked tirelessly to have water back to the damaged parishes. Of course, first out of the blocks was the NWA, the JDF, and the JCF. And a big thank you must go to our Prime Minister. It must go to Minister Morgan as well, Dr. Hunter and team from NWA, Commissioner Blake and the many members of the JCF, Commander Wims Gorman and the dedicated women and men of the JDF and ODPEM. Madam Speaker, all across Jamaica, we can see evidence of green shoots. We know that our Jamaican people, our industries, our international partners, our government, are working on restoration, recovery, and growth. Madam Speaker, I've entitled this portion of my speech that's focused on the financial sector, Unlocking Capital for industry. For the insurance sector, Madam Speaker, there's a comprehensive framework. And for the securities dealers, there's the IOSCO framework. If you take a step back, Madam Speaker, and unemotionally assess the financial sector, you will conclude that our financial sector is at a more secure place based on many different factors. However, Madam Speaker, when I speak with the industry members, they point to several reforms that the government can do to have the sector produce more without unnecessarily increasing its risk. That said, Madam Speaker, I've gathered a list of reforms that the financial sector has been asking for. And the segment of the financial sector to which I speak are the securities dealers, life insurance companies, and pension funds, those supervised by the FSC. So, Madam Speaker, the government will be beginning with a carefully calibrated package of regulatory reforms designed to mobilize pools of local institutional savings from pension funds and the insurance life insurance sector so that they can play a greater yet prudentially governed role in financing infrastructure, housing, energy, and productive private sector investment. These measures are practical, evidence-based, and sequenced to protect financial stability while unlocking capital for growth. Let me start with pensions. The fund held in pensions accounts are long-dated and patient funds, with investors whose return horizons naturally align with the long-term national investment needs. At present, pension funds face a 5% limit of total assets for investment in the equity of private companies. This constraint has materially limited the ability of pension schemes to participate in local corporate.
If you've got kids under 16 in the UK, please listen to this. What would happen to your family if your income just stopped tomorrow? I don't mean later, I mean tomorrow. Most of us don't have savings that could carry our family through that. That's why I got life cover. Right now, parents in the UK are locking in up to £300,000 in coverage from just £2.50 a week. There's no home visits and no medical exams. You can get covered from day one, even with some health issues. So if your kids depend on you, this is something worth checking out. It only takes a minute to get started. Just click the button under my video right now and take the short assessment on the next page. You'll get your price today for cover. Your family is worth it, and peace of mind that starts today. Tap below now to get started. Your family's future could depend on it.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform made for anyone with an idea and a drive to bring it to life. Describe what you want and watch it
by April of 2027. Madam Speaker, for an order of magnitude of this shift, as at the end of September 2025, pension funds held approximately $847 billion in invested assets, of which roughly $42.4 billion, based on the current 5% limited, is available for investment in the equity of private companies. Under the first phase of this change, an additional $21.2 billion of long-term capital will be allowed to be invested in private companies. Subject to supervisory monitoring, we will complete the second phase and raise the limit to 10%. Madam Speaker, that would be additional funds. Additionally, Madam Speaker, the pension industry has been asking for completion of phase 2 since I arrived at the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. And my commitment to the industry is to get phase 2 done. No excuse, but were it not for intervening events of an election and Category 5 Hurricane Melissa, it would have been tabled. I know that further drafting instructions were sent to CPC recently. After this revision, the draft bill will need to go to the Attorney General's chambers, legal reform, and then back to the FSC. There's a companion bill that also needs tax review, TAJ's review. But what I can say to the pensions industry is I remain committed to seeing the passage of phase 2. Madam Speaker, in the area of foreign currency denominated securities issued by locally domiciled issuers, we will also take steps to adjust the limit. At present, pension funds and life insurance companies face a 10% limit for investment in foreign assets. By early in the new fiscal year, working with the FSC and the BOJ, we should be in a position to increase the foreign asset limit for pension funds and insurance companies from 10% to 15% of total assets. Together with the regulators, we will simplify the regulations for the assets they are allowed to hold. The BOJ has advised that by June it will make adjustment to the limit and simplify the FX regulation. Of note, Madam Speaker, the additional 5% will be restricted to foreign currency denominated securities issued by locally domiciled issuers. This targeted change, to a large extent, preserves overall caps on external exposure while enabling pension funds to enhance their currency management and invest in high-quality local currency, local dollars investment. Madam Speaker, life insurance are another critical source of long-term capital. Under the current interpretation of Regulation 47 of the Insurance Regulation, insurers may invest in corporate debt only where multiple prescriptive conditions are fulfilled simultaneously. This effectively restricts insurance to publicly listed, rated, and collateralized securities. This de facto exclusion of many otherwise creditworthy domestic issuers constrains insurer investment returns and limits the development of the corporate debt market. Madam Speaker, what does this mean for private companies and the economy in general? It creates a meaningful new source of patient, long-dated, local financing under the two phases, given projected asset growth that can be deployed into corporate expansion, working capital, and project finance. For many mid-sized firms and infrastructure projects that face limited access to long-term bank credit, this represents an alternative funding channel with the potential for longer maturities and more competitive pricing. Madam Speaker, to address this, we will simplify Regulation 47 so that insurers can invest in corporate debt where either of two objective criteria is met. The revised framework will permit investments where instruments are secured by adequate collateral and bear fixed interest, or where instruments are issued, secured, or guaranteed by a solvent company assessed to be investment grade by a recognized rating provider, and that meets a 2x fixed charge earnings test over the prior 2 years. This change preserves important safeguards while expanding the investable universe and encouraging a deeper domestic corporate debt market. Madam Speaker, these changes will be reinforced by a set of complementary reforms the regulators will advance in parallel. First, we will review the capital adequacy framework for securities dealers in an effort to remove any elements that discourage intermediation in government and high-quality corporate securities. Second, we will introduce a risk-sensitive concentration framework for securities dealers, pension funds, and insurers that place greater emphasis by issuer quality and asset class rather than relying on blunt uniform caps. Third, we will examine the repurchase agreements framework with a focus on allowable assets and eligible collateral. And finally, Madam Speaker, we will look to reform collective investment schemes rules, exploring the efficacy of unit holder limits and liquidity management. Together, Madam Speaker, these measures will strengthen market functioning while protecting savers and policyholders. Taken together, Madam Speaker, these reforms seek to increase the flow of long-term domestic savings into productive investments, deepen our capital markets, improve price discovery and liquidity, and strengthen the capacity of pension funds and insurers to meet long-term obligations. They're aimed at lowering financing costs for infrastructure and private firms. They're aimed at supporting job creation, and they're aimed at contributing to a more resilient, diversified, financial ecosystem. Madam Speaker, these proposals reflect a careful balance. We're removing unnecessary constraints that have kept capital idle, while embedding prudent governance and supervisory safeguards that protect investors, policyholders, pensioners, and the broader economy. With these measures, Jamaica will better mobilize its own savings, Madam Speaker, to finance our development priorities and strengthen the foundation for sustainable growth. Right. Madam Speaker, the reform of the current primary dealers system remains a key strategic objective of the government, as well as a well-functioning primary dealers framework is essential to the continued development of the domestic debt market. The primary responsibility of primary dealers is to act as market makers, facilitating the trading of Government of Jamaica and Bank of Jamaica securities. This role supports secondary market liquidity, improves price discovery, reduces market and refinancing risk for the government, broadens the investor base for government and Bank of Jamaica securities, and ultimately, Madam Speaker, lowers the cost of funding for the government. During the upcoming fiscal year, the government will continue to engage the BOJ on the introduction of new types of instruments to have a more diverse suite of instruments in the portfolio. The introduction of new instruments is expected to improve liquidity and flexibility, allowing investors to match products to their cash flow needs and risk preferences, while offering the government more competitive funding options. New instruments may also enhance market resilience, stability, and financial depth, contributing again to the development of a robust domestic debt market. Madam Speaker, I know that ordinary Jamaicans who are focused on putting dinner on the table may not be conversant with fixed income trading platforms or the many reforms I have outlined or how it would affect their lives positively. But that is what governments must do: identify friction in the economy and solve it for the benefit of the people. And so, Madam Speaker, our plan is to transform the traditional opaque and fragmented bond markets by centralizing access, automating workflows, and unlocking powerful analytics for all participants. The fixed income trading platforms will establish a centralized and standardized framework for the listing, trading, and management of Government of Jamaica securities. The implementation of the platform is expected to reduce transaction, settlement time, and counterparty risks, and increase participation by both domestic and international investors, thereby broadening the investor base, strengthening price discovery, supporting the development of an efficient yield curve, and enhancing liquidity in the secondary market. Other benefits that are anticipated to be derived from the implementation of the platform are enhanced trading efficiency, transparency, and overall market development within the domestic debt market. To increase secondary market trading, the Government of Jamaica, in collaboration with the BOJ, the Jamaica Stock Exchange, and the Financial Services Commission, intends to launch the fixed income trading platform in very short order, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, all of these reforms that I've outlined for the financial sector have one aim, Madam Speaker: to make the financial sector work better for the Jamaican people and businesses, full stop. Madam Speaker, in the banking sector, the Bank of Jamaica has done a lot of work in its efforts to make it easier to switch bank accounts and compare fees. Jamaicans are expected to find it easier to switch bank accounts and compare fees starting in this year of our Lord 2026, as the Bank of Jamaica moves forward with initiatives to increase competition in the banking sector. I can assure Jamaicans that there are concrete steps aimed at addressing long-standing consumer concerns about banking services. A new comparison website is scheduled for launch this year. The platform will allow consumers to easily compare banking fees, charges, and interest rates across financial institutions. The development of this site has been approved, with focus group testing and marketing campaigns planned ahead of its rollout. This initiative, Madam Speaker, is expected to significantly enhance transparency in banking costs. This is anticipated to encourage more competitive deposit pricing, lower funding costs for financial institutions, and improve the transition of monetary policy. This has benefits for government as well as ordinary Jamaicans. For government, this will support more accurate pricing and greater participation in Government of Jamaica's domestic debt instruments. We're going to need our local financial sector to come through with low-cost financing for government to help with the reconstruction and to finance the budget for this upcoming year. For businesses and consumers, over time, enhanced consumer confidence, market discipline, and financial innovation is expected to help deepen liquidity and broaden markets. Madam Speaker, in the upcoming fiscal year as well, the Bank of Jamaica intends to roll out a national electronic Know Your Customer platform to streamline and standardize the process of opening bank accounts. It will expand financial inclusion and reduce paperwork. The system will function as a secure, centralized digital gateway for identity verification and customer due diligence, enabling banks to onboard customers more efficiently through a single access point. The initiative is designed to fix existing Know Your Customer processes that the BOJ says are manual, repetitive, costly, and inefficient. This project has reached approximately 50% completion, with vendor selection and implementation planning currently underway. The eKYC utility, Madam Speaker, forms part of Jamaica's wider effort to modernize and digitize its financial infrastructure. Madam Speaker, a modernized and digitized financial infrastructure can significantly strengthen financial markets by improving efficiency, transparency, and liquidity while reducing costs and risks. It is expected to enhance market accessibility, strengthen investor confidence, and ultimately lower borrowing costs for government, for businesses, and customers. Madam Speaker, Jamaicans are attuned to the significant benefit of the government having a rainy day fund, a hurricane fund. We're working to replenish the suite of disaster risk financing instruments to protect against the uncertainty of natural disasters. Accordingly, the government intends to renew the CRIF insurance policy. The government will also maintain savings in the NNDRF, the NDF, and contingency funds, as well as seek to renew contingency credit lines to bolster our risk retention capabilities. The government will also continue to explore other instruments to build structural resilience, thereby mitigating potential damage with a stable outlook. And Fitch at BB- equally with a stable outlook. Madam Speaker, if I were able to get the chart up on the screen, it would show that all the dates for the ratings and the ratings changes are all after the Category 5 hurricane. This is unprecedented. Unprecedented in Jamaica's history. And the people of Jamaica are to be commended for the sacrifices that they have made to have our international credit rating so aligned. Confidence of our rating agencies and our international partners in Jamaica's credit worthiness is not just for investors overseas. It is for us here as well, Madam Speaker. It means we have greater certainty about our economic affairs. Certainty about our economic affairs. Not every country in the world has this kind of certainty that we enjoy in Jamaica. We can wake up and know that if we have money in the bank, we can put our ATM cards in the machine and pull out what we need without asking anybody anything. We know we have the freedom to travel. We don't have to line up if we need some foreign exchange to buy a personal item on a platform halfway around the world. And we have certainty that our children can go to school. Life could be...
Hang on, how old is your child again? Because a 9-year-old made this, a 10-year-old made this, and an 11-year-old made this game. And they are learning to make these games on a course that gives them an accredited qualification. Qualifications that others can only get after the age of 18. And there's literally only one academy in
our oil. They are...
So them package the digital currency and introduce it to, digital currency and all the people them ask, because them never listen to we, And no Jamaican can get out the money out of the bank this time around. And I'm telling you something. I'm going to tell you now again. For all of these rich people, whenever they listen to what I talk, say, you're not going to get back broke. You don't need to go watch a movie named Assault on Wall Street. No found the rich people have hold of money. Enough place are going to shut down with the money, and the money are going to burn up. Enough place are going to run out of business, and the money are going down the drain. You own nothing and be happy. Everything are going off a social credit score. So all of these people feel like say it is peace and safety. This what them are talking about is just the surface of the real agenda that up these people's sleeve. I am that I am, man. Listen to this.
Are our goals, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I spent a lot of time on the financial sector reforms, and it is with good reason. We will need the financial sector this upcoming year to help to fund the financing gap that we have. If you look at the screen, Madam Speaker, you will see that for the fiscal year, the new fiscal year coming up, we have a budget deficit, a fiscal deficit of $190.6 billion. We also have debt payment, and I'm sorry, there should be a parentheses around those numbers, of $167.6 billion. This gives us a total of $358.2 billion in terms of the total financing gap for this new fiscal year. In order to fund that, Madam Speaker, we will have to borrow $247 billion, and hence my focus on our financial sector and the many reforms to do so that they can easily help us to fund this gap. We have other flows, Madam Speaker, 7.2 billion. And we will fully close the gap with cash reserves of $103.9 billion. In our medium-term debt management strategy book, we detail for the market when we are likely to be in the market for funding. You will note the issues we plan to reopen and all the associated dates. I know that that chart is a little too tiny. Well, in terms of the print, it's too tiny, but it's in our medium-term debt management book. It's all detailed there for the financial sector to see exactly what we will be doing, what dates we plan to do it on, what are the instrument type, and the method of issue. Additionally, Madam Speaker, there's also a page that shows for the fiscal year that we're in, how we will close that in terms of the proposed, the treasury bills that we have done already and those to come for that year. Madam Speaker, before I go to the revenue measures that were laid on the table of Parliament, that's Ministry Paper number 17, I'd like to remind Jamaicans of the history of revenue measures. And if I could get that chart, I'd speak to it. Madam Speaker, if you go back to 2012, you can see that every year, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, the PNP government of the day brought 19 billion of tax measures in fiscal year 2012, 15 billion in fiscal year 2013.
A bumbleclad dog shit. We in a 2026 now, Drankro. And your Batman boss come and say he could do better. And a two blood clot term he get. And he mash up the country. So now open your so good mouth and talk about fun on 2012, 2013, 2020. We in a 2026. Hey, I want to this blood clot Drankro. Must think it's a history. I think a history class is pussy. You think a history class is? Your Batman boss saying could do better. Your Batman boss saying could do better. So now the fuck you come talk about 2012, 2013, 2014 like you want to hear a blood clot that. We don't want to hear nothing about blood clot that. Talk about in 10 bumbo clot here where Andrew will listen to. Drop up something from a 10 year and talk about it. You gone back at 20 blood clot, 12, 2014, 2013 like this a blood clot history class. What the fuck happened to this Jankro? Where the fuck happened to this blood clot Jankro? No draw nothing and talk about no PNP government Jankro. Don't up with your so good mouth and mention nothing about PNP government. Talk about the two blood clot term where your Batman boss do. Take up something from that and talk and use as blood clot example. You don't think you can come in our parliament and come talk about remember FinSac, remember PNP. Hey! What the fuck happened to these Jankro? Where the fuck happened to these dog shit? We don't want to hear nothing about no blood clot history. Go back since Andrew is going to power and take up something in a film administration and use it as blood clot reference. So when you can talk about the PNP government, your pussy hole. Which PNP government? Drop up sitting over your Batman boss administration out of film term and use it as reference. Fuck do you?
7 billion in fiscal year 2014 and 10 billion in fiscal year 2015. When we took over in 2016, with our promise to raise the threshold to 1.5. And we came in, we had to increase taxes, but we also offset those. The increase in the threshold to 1.5 was offset with taxes. But Madam Speaker, for those looking on will tell you that it was revenue neutral.
I'm going to tell you this dog shit. In a PNP government, every youth of Jamaica nice. Money I make you fuck. You hear, John Crow? In the PNP administration, any one of them I want, either for Porsche or for PJ. The breed that me used to make money in a them time there. We're in a 2017 and 2018. The same money me used to make in a PJ government. And the same money me I make in a 20 in a PNP government money making a Jamaica you fuck. I be a bossy people in them time they are all about over Jamaica. Got work like fuckery. Everybody I work. Who not work, an entrepreneur. And the labor right government come mash up arcade, you know. In the whole of the blood clot part town them, you know. The labor right government mash up arcade. Remember one time an arcade was shopping. If you not got arcade go shopping and I say nothing. We don't want to dare something them an arcade to go. We don't want to dare brands, the name brand something them, you have to go arcade. We don't want the name brand something them, arcade to go. Then turn the arcade name arcade. The time arcade, some people about 4-star and employ people to sell. People are live, people are sell clothes and shoes to people and I live. None on China. None on this, none on people are sell clothes to people are arcade and I make mad money. Remember some Christmas me I sell clothes. I'm mad. Not talk about in a PJ time. When I talk about it, I'm mad money. And things is cheaper. So you know so when you have one brick, you have a brick. You know so when you book up and go on look a corner shop and one look a bar, you will drink out it for the whole night. Day and time the money did mean something. In a PJ government, the money did mean something. When you go to some market, if you spend $6,000, if you bag a loan, I can take up the whole of the car back. The driver going to tell you, say, I want somebody might bring with bag. Must say, you have bag? No, I can't carry. Somebody have them bag in a trunk already. What you talk about?
So fiscal 2018, 2019, no new net taxes. In fiscal 2020, we gave back taxes. Yeah. That was the reverse. Reverse income taxes.
And it still can't do nothing. It still can't do nothing, you know. What the hell is this classmate talking about?
In fiscal year 2020,
we know in Jamaica did nice, you know.
New taxes.
You think somebody will tell we know when Jamaica did nice.
Taxes.
I don't know nobody come tell me nothing. Live it.
No new taxes.
So where I come down now, tell some baby pan breast for my child manipulate with them brain.
Madam Speaker.
But no new tax. Go and move your pussy hole. I mean about no new tax. You know say you spread out the tax for every single thing the people them buy. In John Crow. You know say you spread out the tax for every blood clot thing the people them buy. So how come talk about no new tax no John Crow? You know go point all angles and tell Dean Jackson say you spread out the tax for every single thing the people them buy. Now that's a dog shit. Where you talk about? But no new tax. Eh? Every day, every week people go to Chinese shop, sitting in raise. Every time you go to shop, the price change. What the fuck do this John Crow? You spread out the tax for every fucking thing where people them consume. And every time you go to price change. What happened to this John Crow? We live through, and I like them can't tell me nothing because remember we live through it. Remember who feels it knows it, you know, brother. So what them come now with them pretty blood clot speech. I gonna chat up a shit out and then look a suck good mouth. Like them we live through it and know it. You spread out the fucking tax for every fucking thing we buy. And not check the blood clot, shit a bush never write about no new tax. What do you mean about no new tax? When every time somebody go spend in the shop or some market, them are, what the fuck do you? You think we are eat that John Crow? And if we stop this fuck about no new tax. Eh? What do you mean about no new tax?
Jamaicans to pay more in SCT for cigarettes.
I first came across Ansarada in 2014. It was a corporate finance deal we
Alcohol, more in environmental levy, tourism activities, and join a lot of other countries to get Jamaica's fair share of the digital world. Reduction in duty concession allowance and continued distribution from the NHG. This is the first time since 2016 that this government has had to ask Jamaicans to pay new taxes. Madam Speaker.
Context matter. If you say the first time I'm going to come out and tell them brawling, but we need to take it under the quiet. If you say at the first now come out and I do it so brawling, Isaac Buchanan say context matter in a shit bag. Tell the people them say at the first now come out so brawling and tell them, but I'm been a take it since I'm not going. We don't spread it out by everything the people them buy. Tell them say first time when I come so brawling come talk. But you not been a collect it from the people them. Eh? Eh? You know, these people are dog shit in a man.
I show this slide. I show this slide to tell our young people, those who are 20 years old and would have been finishing primary school.
No, they may want to fuck a feed them brain and no one, because Andrew Williams said there's a buckle for your brain. Your body man boss said there's a buckle for your mind. So the one them are 20 and 16 and 17, I feed them brain and no one fuck up. But we have to tell them the truth. You hear, John Crow? So no one convince the look of people, look at people them with 14 and 15 and 16 and 17 with that whole heap of rubbish. We don't have to tell them the truth, John Crow. We live through it. With this thing we want to talk about no new tax. You want to lick by your mouth. Because lying lips is abomination unto the God. Unto God. Lying lips is abomination unto the Lord. You want to lick by your mouth. If you stop spilling these up shit you are talking about Parliament. Because we have been a collect tax on the people them. Every time the people them go buy something at a shop or supermarket, them pay tax. And every week then go, the tax change. What the fuck these John Crow talk out of their mouth? So, your boss did say there's a back for your man, you know. We will not allow no dog shit. If you come look up in them man, we don't want rubbish. Because under the Jamaica Labour Party government, are one of the biggest transfer of wealth in a Jamaican history since they introduced the fake independent. The SSL, where the Labour government, them thief people them money. Here, since they fake independent, one of the biggest money thief crime ever go on in Jamaica, SSL and Andrew Williams watch. But him play a major role in it. We can get an empty account for thief out and portion the money out of SSL.
This administration came to government that we are the government of no new taxes.
Una hear John Crow lie? Una hear the dog shit lie? Fayval William, go and go take your medication. Because whatever you have, I make your hair drop out of your head. Whatever you have, I make your hair drop out of your head. Go and go take your fucking medication because you hallucinate. Put down the mic and make the right fucking finance minister come take over your work and finish it. And go take your medication for your hair. Why your hair drop out of your head, so? Go and do something about your head. You feel a rickety-ness. Your head feel a grass quickness when you just start bill. Go and Go take something for your sickness and come out of the parliament. But no new tax. Go and go worry about your sickness while your hair look like it'll drop out.
You can see on the screen that our track record speaks for itself. In the history
Finish the
of
blood clot harlot, you lie. Hey, yo. And the labor right them will come out and say, I tune no new tax now. To the blood clot dirty bungle them out, listen now. Them will come out and believe this thing, you know. The dirty bungle labor right them will come out and believe this fuckery, this criticism and say out our mouth. This dirty bungle here. We mash up with education and come over finance. We destroy the school and bullshit should have finance. And I talk about husband. Oh, look at husband. You favor door jam, but husband. You favor door jam, but husband. You just want somebody being on and look a swinging door pan. You favor door jam, but husband. Come fix your dirty head where you drop out. With a line more. Line is abomination unto a lad. We have been attacking Jamaican people them from ever since. But of course now come talk about it so brawling. Go and take a medication for your hair loss. Go and see what is the problem why your hair look like it'll drop out.
Government, they cannot make that claim. Sadly, they've come to Parliament year after year after year with more taxes, and more taxes.
So, this are the alibi, you know. This are what this rubbish what this dirty girl can say out her mouth, you know. So she had tried to paint one narrative, the reason why it is okay now for them to kill the people them now with tax off of Melissa Hurricane. Them are try to give a motive why say the people them shouldn't quarrel because them are try to paint one narrative. This is the government. We rob Jamaican people. This is the government where we rob foreign people charity money. This is the government. Andrew, remember, you know, Andrew Wallace is a bogus prime minister, you know. Andrew Michael Dirty Bungle Wholeness. Andrew Michael Dirty Bungle Wholeness is a fake prime minister. Kind of win his seat. Tell him to go try beat Paul Buchanan. Andrew Dirty Bungle Wholeness. Tell him to go try beat Paul Buchanan and come back. Go tell Dirty Bungle Andrew to go try with Paul Buchanan seat. Go try win the seat from Paul Buchanan. Where labor right them there? Go tell him the Dirty Bungle Prime Minister saying to go try winning seat from Paul Buchanan. The man we are talking about people who go meet them maker is an illegal bumbucklad prime minister upon the land right now. Andrew Dirty Bungle Wholeness is an illegal prime minister. It's because he willing to do Trump bid. Why you see they not do nothing about it? Because they know say him a corruption and he no win no election. But he give up himself to do America dirty bid. That is why the Dirty Bungle still is around in the Prime Minister office.
He's sacrificing people.
He's sacrificing all the Jamaican people. Dirty Bungle Wholeness. Andrew Dirty Bungle Wholeness. Andrew Michael Dirty Bungle Wholeness.
Andrew Bowers.
That Dirty Bungle big nose cross parasite. Tell him say Talking Man TV is saying for go try when he see against Paul Buchanan. Tell him say Talking Man TV say if you go try when he see against Paul Buchanan because we gon' charge him for genocide for the people them.
That's so much money they spend on the people them, 67 billion.
We gon' charge him for Jenna blood clot side. Tell Andrew Michael Dirty Bungle Wholeness say Talking Man TV say go try when he see against Paul Buchanan. After 10 years, Andrew Michael Dirty Bungle Wholeness I go back in our election. And if you walk up and down every polling station I try cause disruption. After 10 years. Andrew Wellness, Dirty Bungo Wellness. If you visit polling station from left to right and put the digital voting system at some place where you want to thief the blood clot thing. Instead the digital thing in some era where you want to go out with the local corruption. Tell Andrew Michael Dirty Bungo Wellness to talk your mind TV. Say, go try winning seat from Paul Buchanan and come talk to me.
We'll come again.
But until then, if you talk your mind TV, Andrew Wellness is nothing but a dog dodo, and I'm a Timberland bottom when it dry up.
Madam Speaker, I'll take a few minutes on digital services because that's where most of the questions have come from. Taxing digital services ensures fairness, brings in much needed government revenues, keep our tax laws up to date with how people do business, and make sure big companies pay their share. Digital services taxation is now either in place or being discussed in over 100 countries. Madam Speaker, I want to highlight
67 billion you know claims on spend for Jamaican people. I get 400 sleeping bag and fridge and now I give the people them. Eh? You not get sleeping bag to give it free and don't give people them how much tent. And I can't tell lie about you spend this. After Andrew Wellness and Darrell Vaz thief the money when they claim they get JPS. Huh?
She says 67 billion this.
About 67, you know what? Andrew was 67 billion lick out of one baseball bat. And then one time when you're done, you say, who next? You give Bigfoot 67 billion lick on him foot top. And you say, who next? That one Ninja Turtle one day. You just say, if turn around and get the head back if you're a real Ninja Turtle. And give him 67 billion lick on head back. I be a lie, this drunk them in our parliament attack. Eh? Be a fucking lie. How long do you think them will last? Favored William, go and go do something for your hair loss. Because if you're not cancer or AIDS, go and look something boy, because your head top not look right, you know. Your head top just don't look. Why your hair can't grow?
I think she under pressure though.
Fayval Williams, why your hair can't grow? Your hair, look at your head when KNP is bun down. And rain come fall and out, you have bun down. You know when KNP is light? And it almost burn them out and shower rain come down so the leaves them look kind of yellow like, you know, like it's, if fire pass through it. Like it a go ripe. Look at your head top look. Eh? But husband, come you feel about door jam, but husband. But how was the husband I door? I'm at the jam. Door jam. So we could look on this here.
Phenomenon, not just in Jamaica, but I'm sure in other parts of the world. And it's the silent closure of small retail businesses, given the change that has been happening in terms of our ability to easily order whatever we need online without the requisite taxes. This puts our local businesses or local retailers at a disadvantage. It is not equitable or fair. Our local businesses have to compete.
Real dirty bunker in a black beauty.
Items. And I want Jamaicans to consider.
Don't talk about a labor right. A blood clot dirty bunker. A dirty bunker. Don't talk nothing about no Jamaican out there more. Talk say labor right. Don't make no reference to Jamaican because you're not busy with Jamaican. You're not busy with labor right. Dirty bunker. Don't mention nothing out there more about Jamaican. Because you don't give Jamaican people them nothing. You not look for labor right and give them something. And them a plan to see if they can get the mayor a Savlamar. And them a go use the local girl, the local Ranek back one. We are trying to fight Dwayne Vaz. The local Ranek back girl, I ain't them a plan for use. To manipulate with things, to see if them can be, they make a mayor change in a Savlamar. They look around it back, girl. The one I walk with in Virginia and I'm Farid. We go up on Clifffield Station. Now see him look around neck back one day, because you know them neck back raw. Rosy free, me used to rain down Jamaica, so that neck back they raw like a seaside, you know. Look around neck back one day. From down and south. When you see up and down, in the labor community them, I give them generator and I give them this and I give them that. Like I said, everyone walk with them pum pum and I'm forward. I see them are going to use, and see if they can use she if you make the mayor change to a labor right mayor in a Savlamar. That are them ulterior motive. Remember me telling her first. And she, that girl, the run it back one, we are telling life on the wind vase. She is the weapon that farm against we in the West. Yeah, believe it. We have watch her like maclock.
When they close, it is the security guard who is no longer needed at the entrance or no longer needed to direct you where to park. It is the cleaning crew that comes in early in the morning or late at nights that are let go. It is the lease on the building, the electricity and water payments that are no longer made. It is not happening with a loud bang, Madam Speaker, just silently. So the next time you go to a little shop that used to sell little things that you like and it's no longer there, it probably fell victim to items coming in without GCT. Let me hasten to add, though, there's no thought to curtail digital purchases from wherever in the world you wish to buy. You will note you have no trouble getting foreign exchange to make the purchase.
Jamaican people, them never agree for the digital currency. And whether them agree or no, I'm telling you, hey, Jamaican them full of blood clot. Look how them glad on the truck of them money in a COVID in a Canada. Saying, remember, you know, whatever happened, you know, one thing we can't say, you know, we never see the sign, you know. Whatever direction this thing take, you can never blame so you never see the sign, you know. Because you see the most high, he always showing the sign, you know. And the truckers them in Canada, in the COVID, when time them did a protest, the Canadian government locked down their money. How no think say the Canadian government could have achieved that goal? To lock off the trucker them money in Canada. How no think that could have happened? So when time they make the Jamaica become fully digital now, and the next pandemic come, how now the government are going to work it out? When Jamaica is the new case study of the world. All who dey on social media get laugh for piece soap. You see? When you sit back and make Fayval Williams, I tell you the nice things you can buy online through this digital currency. See? I want to think about Jamaica as a new case study of the world. And our next COVID come about in our digital system. And you see what is what. And you decide say you not take part in this thing. In this digital, when the money become digital. Central bank, them central bank where them have down there. Saying, I want to decide say you not go make them give force nothing for you. How you I go work it out with for food? How you I go work it out for travel? How you I go work it out to pay no light bill? When the government are going to say you disobey them rule, because them say this is what come to save you because God make it, and you don't want to take it for that reason, them are going to switch off on the money, you can't travel, you can't buy nothing. You make them telling about this commercialized digital spending and not think about the downside of it. Remember the government them corrupt, and in a COVID them telling you can't sue the government. Them say you can't sue the government. Saying that means that the government not take no blame for whatever what happened to them, whatever they in them bribe on for take. Saying you couldn't travel, you couldn't go nowhere, you have to stay inside. And that no motivate for me can do it off on our own. This digital system where the Jamaica member Andrew in a bed with Israel, so all on the information I got there in Israel. Hey, see, you can't say you never see the sign, you know. You can never say you never see the sign. And you can't blame, you see, whatever happened, you can't blame Andrew on his feet, you know. Whatever you sit back and allow Andrew on his feet do, me I tell you today here, when it push come to shove, and whatever I'm introduced to, you know, start take the other way around. You can't blame Andrew Holness for nothing. Because a lot of you think, say, the 2020 agenda, it is an illusion. A lot of you are living in denial. But say nothing, you see, these people plan never change, you know. Them only feeding a lot of distraction for making the things so them forget about them agenda and making them get comfortable. But I gonna tell you something. You never know. World War III start from 2020. And the World War III when most of you think what the picture them paint of World War III, it is not that.
Highlighting a phenomenon that is happening and which as government we have to be keyed. Madam Speaker, regarding the request for aligning of the filing and payment dates of annual corporate income tax, I want to say to those who've come to us to have us look at the dates, we're listening, and we ask that you allow us to see the impact of the current dates that we've put forward. TAJ has some concerns that if we change the dates, 2 steps would be involved, but I've asked them to come back to me at the end of the first month, during which this will be implemented, to let me know what the performance has been. Well, we will assess in the new fiscal year, and we will tell you of our findings. Madam Speaker, I want to say to Jamaicans, capturing our fair share of digital economy revenues is no longer just a good idea, it's essential. It helps diversify our revenue streams.
It is a bad idea. It is a bad idea. It is not a good idea. But remember, as me I say, you can't say you never did one. We try, but some people decide say they're better off being a slave. So I just history repeat itself again, because people choose to be a slave. People choose to be a slave. And you know the funny thing about it, then complain about it, you know. But them choose it. Them choose something and then complain about it. Why people fuck up and funny? People choose to be a slave. Then I say people enslave them. When you choose to be a slave to the system. You can't complain when you choose it. Because at the end of the day, we always have a choice. You always have a choice. Saying, and people are so afraid of self-governance because people can't see themselves and live outside of the matrix, because they say, like, these people think if you're living outside of the matrix, you're going back way. And if you live outside of the matrix, you're going forward. And some people feel like, say, if them not have the matrix, or what the matrix have to offer, them will live backward. Because the matrix come with slavery, you know. The matrix come with slavery. Remember, you know. And the matrix make a girl and a man can take off them clothes, you know, and go up on a stage and do numerous of things. The matrix, you know, and the demon and the money, you know, saying. So people get so caught up in the matrix, tell them to do anything to stay within the matrix. Life so fucked up, you know. Life so fucked up. And if I tell some people say self-reliant, self-sufficient, just do your own thing. Saying? Because at the end of the day, you know, I figure to figure to self, you know. So they make we think like, say, if we walk away from them system, we can't go live because we need hospital and we need this and we need that and we need that. And once have to know this, you know, say, a lot of people don't really get them brain. They never really use them brain because then so caught up in the matrix, them just play along. Seeing, so they don't even know them potential. Them don't even know them true self. Them don't even know what them have inside. Seeing, because you're busy at try to please the matrix, so you just a fall in line and just a work with what go on. But if you walk away from the matrix and embrace natural living and nature, I don't think you're going to start know yourself and find yourself, you know, because your brain is going to start work now. Then you're going to know, you're going to discover yourself. You're going to discover yourself. But in order to discover yourself, you have to leg off of the matrix. Because the matrix is a distraction. The matrix creates to distract you from yourself, you know. That is the only purpose of the matrix, you know. See? And even football and all of these things when them playing at the ring. If you want to do some deep dive even on football, where you see them are in one of them sporting activity here. If you never do some deep dive and say where this thing come from, and where origin, how it start. Hey, go and listen to Feel Bad Williams, man. Because Andrew telling you, you know, Andrew said knowledge of power, you know. Information is knowledge. And knowledge of power. Best believe it. Right now, people are running money. Information now run down. Matter about real information. Information is knowledge. Knowledge is power. And knowledge, we want knowledge. We don't want when matrix have an offer. And knowledge we need. With knowledge, we don't need the matrix. Like, this, it's all an illusion. It's all an illusion. But people them are going to find out, you know, because you see when time a disgrace a bust out in America, things are go different. That is why I say them go trouble Iran, you know. Because this destruction of the file, it a go change. When this thing release, it a go change the world. When this file release in its entirety, it going to change the world. This file I go open people's eye. Because this file, we see them try to come up in America, it connect in everybody's country. And one of the things when I hear, we did go on in Ukraine, where Putin in the fight against the whole of human trafficking. We used to go on through Ukraine. Saying, and this file, I go cause the uprising around the world. You never remember them talks of the rumors of war, nation against nation, people against them government. This file have files for every single body around the world in the government institution. This file, remember we in a revelation time, you know. And this file, we see them even want to create World War III just to hide this file. Everything when you say I go on in Iran is just to distract from this file. Because this file going to be the end of the government system. Because the amount of kids will get missing around the world. So everybody get touched. So it's going to be a real wide uprising. Because I'm telling you something about the universe. This couldn't hide for long, you know. And it can't, no matter what them do, you know. This file have to reveal to the masses of the world. Believe what I'm telling you, you know. That file, we see them do everything for hide it. That file, I go cast, I go open the people them eye around the world. That file, just believe, man. Go on, listen, feel bad.
So that we are not so reliant on just a few sectors. It brings in much needed funds for schools or hospitals, infrastructure, and yes, for rebuilding after Hurricane Melissa. It ensures fairness. If local businesses pay taxes, so should foreign companies profiting from our market.
But this one, the uprising is not going to be, we're not going to use no gun. And a gun, you know. People just come to them senses and tap participate. We don't remember, you know, without the citizens of the nation, you know, complying. The government is useless. Without the citizen comply with the government has no purpose. So I'm not going to bring this uprising. People just are going to see the government structure, the government system for what it is, and just not have no regard for it again. That's what I mean, because the type of things where the government system them have to involve themselves in, because really and truly, you know, some shifter behind of them, you know. Because most of them, we and them are the same thing, you know. And this thing deep, you know, a lot of things are going to reveal, man. A lot of things are going to reveal. But people have to just prepare for it, because the things we are going to reveal, it is not what you can imagine. You can't comprehend the things them we are going to reveal. Like, you can't think about it. So, it will make the world in a shock. Because the type of things that a file cover up, it going to put the world in a shock. And you see, when time energy a focus on one thing, it's powerful, you know. Whenever energy come together and a focus on one, understand the energy on one, a focus on one thing, the system, the government system have become powerless. And them know. So guess what them do now? Them have them AI military on standby, because them know the people them go walk away from them. So they have hundreds of thousands military robot to defend them. The war will come. It is nothing like what them are telling you. Ask Andrew this, you see? Why the people in Jamaica can't get no water? Because you see, AI, this art of AI system, use a lot of water, you know. Fresh natural water. Jamaica have enough water where AI want to use, you know. When we can think enough of the river them block off at some place and water divert. Because the water send up hey.
This isn't about creating new burdens. No. It is about making sure the new digital landscape works for Jamaica, just as much as it works for the giant global companies. We are embracing the future, but ensuring that future is one where Jamaica gets its fair share. Hear, hear. Madam Speaker, I've come to the end of my presentation. And as I conclude the fiscal year 2025,
oh, she reached at the end of the comedy.
Presentation. While I cannot say for the 11th year in a row no new taxes.
Well, we are get a segment your name. The comedy show here, in name the Dirty Bunger Comedy Show. In name the Dirty Bunger Comedy Show, starring Fayval, Ricky Takanes, Ed Top, Dirty Bunger Williams.
I can certainly say no additional revenue measures. I will remind Jamaicans that come April 1, the new threshold takes effect, 1.9 million threshold.
My heart hurt me.
And to say to our public sector workers as well,
my heart hurt
the government's offer remains on the table. So, Madam Speaker, I want to say again to all Jamaicans, you can bank on us.
No, man, not thief. Not thief. Remember, I'll pick the money on our thief. On our thief charity money. On our thief. Remember, you tell the people about Pro-Box. No, they can't buy no Pro-Box because they take back the Pro-Box money. Them are thief. When you see them are thief. The same Pro-Box they introduce the people them about. And the same Pro-Box they take back from the people them. Them a give and take back. A thief them.
You have seen our performance, and we will take this nation safely through whatever the world throws at us, whatever the climate throws at us. We have the capability, we have the leadership to take Jamaica through any adversity.
Which leadership? Remember on the visa government, you know. Which leadership? Una the visa, dirty bungle visa government. Una the dirty bungle visa government. We're choosing a visa over the people them want to work for. And I talk about leadership. Remember, I'm not choosing a visa over the people them, you know. Remember, I'm not choosing a visa because I want to run away. So I'm not choosing a visa over the people them of Jamaica. So what I talk about? What I talk about? I prefer on a health care go to the dog than losing a visa. And I put on Bible say I have the right by the Jamaican people. And I choose hey. Yo, what am I telling them, man?
And so I want to say thank you to my constituents again, to my family, who puts up with long nights, early mornings, gone on weekends, never seeing me. Thank you for your dedication and for your love. Madam Speaker, let me close by saying, may God bless Jamaica, land we love.
Which one I got there talk about? The thief in one side of you, the fake God, and the hedgehog side of you, dirty bungle hedgehog you talk. Because you couldn't have the mama on a thief, you know. Remember on a thief? On a thief, on a share and part with God. Remember on no soul, you know, all on selling the soul to the devil, you know. Remember them people are selling soul to the devil, you know. And this is a fact, you know. These people have to sell their soul to the devil. These people don't have no soul. Their soul is no longer for them. Their soul is compromised with money. Their soul compromised with money. These are the dirty bungle government. When you don't see them, you can't recognize them. Andrew Wallace and the dirty bungle government.
If you live in England and you're between 50 and 80,
So what is a gathering for? No, tell me now. What is a gathering for? Eh? Tell me now. See Dirty Bunga sit down there. Dirty Bunga can't stand up. You see, ain't shame, you know, because remember the world knows them a thief, you know. So even then, you know, ain't still shame, you know. See there? Shameless man. Look upon him. Shameless figure. So when I get up on Fayval with them now, like, something happened look a while. Remember the Dirty Bunga comedy show we just watched look a while, you know? We just watch the Dirty Bunga comedy show. So I don't know them I get up on Fayval with them now. I don't know what this over disturbance are. Eh? The thief in government is in the thief in government. Dirty Bunga thief in government. And come board and spend the most money on hospital and spend the most on this and spend the most on that and we can't see it. Them spend the most of taxpayer money and we can't see it as sure. Eh? Them spend the most of taxpayer money and we can't see it as sure.
We thank the Minister of Finance for an excellent presentation, solid, competent.
Remember, you know, you have to, remember flight green, remember you're a thief, you know. And you have to do what you do, because remember your seat was paid for. You operating a seat were paid for. Flight green, your seat, buy yours. Remember Miranda beat you, Miranda. She beat you, you know. So flight green, your seat I want paid seat. Just like for Marlon Mala Fort and for you look a mad girl over Mandiver with 3 PNP councillor and 1 JP councillor and a she win election. Remember when I stupid around here, them seat they buy seat. Buy we know flight green, well, you have to say this. Cause remember how much money you can give account in your sector, you know. So what you think? Eh? I remember you testify upon case, you know. And it is alleged that your gunman friend them the police kill, you know. Allegedly.
I now ask that the debate on the bill be suspended until Thursday, March 12, 2026, when the opposition spokesperson on finance, Mr. Julian Robinson, will make his contribution to the debate.
Until then,
we'll be guided by the time.
Until then, at the same time at Fayval Williams Gate, at the same time at Julian again.
Thursday, March 12, 2026, when the opposition spokesman on finance, Mr. Julian Robinson, will make his contribution to the debate. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it. House Leader? Not intended.
It is not intended to do any further business today. We may ask that the House be adjourned until Thursday.
The question is that the House do now adjourn until this Thursday, March 12, 2026. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it. This Honorable House now stands adjourned.
So next week when we boss Julian take the stand, we're not going to hear a breath of fresh air. See me, David? I have a whole thing on my phone to show to you now. To connect my phone to my laptop. Because on my phone I have my things on. I just connect it to my laptop. But you know what? I leave my charger at work. So my phone battery got dead off for me. So I'm going to call it that for tonight. Here, big up on yourself. So next week, same time, a breath of fresh air. When time the real finance minister come and talk, which is Julian Robinson, and we're going to hear some things. And then after Julian Robinson come and talk now, I don't remember if I'm not going to talk after him or Andrew, but whatever Julian Robinson come say, him or Mark Golden, might be Andrew is like I go thief some of them thing to kind of guide what him want to come, the madness what him come with, you know. See me, David? So until then, peace out. One Talk Man TV could never tow.
Yeah. Day to the R&D.
Dummy on the beat, so it's a bang.
Oh, them so thief. 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 Tough turn a thief, bombas a thief. Julechi a thief, Roda a thief. Fly Gin a thief, Desmond a thief. Babsy a thief, Harishang a thief. Whole ministry in the party a thief. 1 PM make us a blood clot thief. Be a corruption, all police and soldier thief. Jamaica something wrong. Millions and billions, the whole of them a thief. Now them want raise tax, make the Highland grieve. When the boy look a poor man get the squeeze. We a march to a king's house and back at the street. 80 million per market me. Then I saw home girl, look a pussy sweet. No bed no in at the hospital. On the concrete, me see the patient. Them asleep. Them a chop right, them a chop left. 1.4 beef for the bus. Shit bag, barrel. Remember you try thief, put barrel. Kill Diana, stuff sharp man in a barrel. Melissa money come Jamaica pussy whole service. So no take and give them. Who no know we nah no us, we nah no. Tough turn a thief, bombas a thief. Julechi a thief, Roda a thief. Fly Gin a thief, Desmond a thief. Babsy a thief, Harishang a thief. Whole ministry in the party a thief. 1 PM make us a blood clot thief. Be a corruption, all police and soldier thief. Jamaica something wrong. Joe is a leader mafia gang for this man cause sweet Jamaica land. Killer for youths and not take away land. How come so much court up on the island? By the judge, police and soldier man. The corruption, you and your big foot girl. Dictator, little tyrant. Devil in the flesh, you a demon. Rise up Jamaica from on the slumber. Everything wanna take, we a come back. We not alone must reach while we to suffer. Remember the pain of we ancestor. Got blood in our eye, fire in our heart. Let a figure roll, you have it in talk. None to fight the buckle, all bubble, lead the rebellion. Ready.
Father Banya, my father Banya, my grandmother Banya, my grandmother Banya, Ayana Banya, Ayana Banya, my leader Banya, my leader Banya. That's why I not live now. No, I not live, yeah. He gave me a message to all those people who no love progress, who no love progress. Said to juke them with land lease, said to juke them with land lease, said to juke them with the pioneer war, juke them with the pioneer war.
Yeah, man. Just like that. Uncertified government. Yeah, be that to the period until the music finish. Be that to the right at the comment section. Uncertified government.
My leader Banya, my leader Banya. So help me God, I not live, yeah. No, I not live, yeah. Me a sat down with discipline. And I
Tell them, this is not political. It is us versus them. Otherwise, us against them. There's no other way. Tell them.
We have them under manners. Every manners. Every manners. Oh, we have them under manners. We have.
Up and running, rain or sun in the PNP party. Come in. Follow me, no jet. Follow me, no jet. Watch this. Say we enable string cut from PNP. It no make sense, nobody try change we. Waste our time to go vote for the GLP. Step up the progress for all of we. Alright, me hear one bag of yapping, one bag of chatting. When PNP attack up, you're cheering and clap. The gate fly sister P, get the party a cracking. Beat them up, bad water, hell ever whopping. Bad out the road, there is just no stopping. Sister P a run things, nobody can stop her. Watch out the crowd, them a flock her. Say from Moran Pine, right back to Negril. From Montego Bay back to Shooters Hill. From Santa Cruz up to Myersville. All when you look up in a Malvern Hill. The man them a work hard a put up windmill. Look how we road them fix up and pretty. From St. Elizabeth up to Kingston City. From Montego Bay back to Ochi. Every man a shout out Sister P. We enable string cut from PNP. It no make sense, nobody try change we. Waste our time to go vote for the GLP. Step up the progress for all of we. Alright, come me say PNP, me say whether sick or hearty. All when me reach 140. Vote for Sister P, vote for PNP. The only party, well look out for we. Say from Kingston right back to OG. Say listen to me voice no hosty. Nobody have too big, mighty and bossy. You can't test the PNP party. We enable string cut from PNP. It no make sense, nobody try change we. Waste our time to go vote for the GLP. Step up the progress for all of we. Alright, in the east, in the south, in the north and west. Say from Cornwall right back to Middlesex. You climb from here to go a Mount Everest. Anyway you pass through, PNP are the best. Forward we going with a lot of progress. Labour right party a stress. We enable string cut from PNP. It no make sense, nobody try change we. Waste our time to go vote for the GLP. Step up the progress for all of we. Alright, me hear one bag of yapping, one bag of chatting. When PNP attack up, you're cheering and clap. The gate fly Sister P, get the party a cracking.
Yo, PNP, we put a broom. What the PNP them there? Everybody, give me the fist, give me the fist, give me the fist. And in the ear, make we sweep with bad mind, make we sweep with the thief in crime, make we sweep with the false promise. Yo, Bunting, get your push broom. Peter Phillips, get a broom. Yo, Julian, get a broom. Mark, everybody. PNP, sweep. Bunting, sweep. Ethan, sweep. Julian, sweep. Mark, sweep. Peter Phillips, sweep. Angela, sweep. Ian, sweep. Palwell, sweep. Azan, sweep. Luther, sweep. No like this, sweep.